Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. As you can see, it's Saturday night, I'm at Patrick's, and tonight I'm talking about Rishi Sunak's interview. Now, I don't know if you know, but Rishi Sunak recently gave his first sort of in-depth interview to a newspaper. A newspaper that is rather expensive and that you cannot get online unless you have a subscription, which I have just had to take out so that I can see what he's saying. Now, surely that is not correct. Surely, if you're the Prime Minister, you should not be able to give an interview to a newspaper that is not available without subscription. Surely an interview with the Prime Minister should be made public. This is ridiculous. He gave an interview to the Times. Now, the Times, you can't read the interview on their website unless you've got a subscription, or you go out and buy the paper. Other papers have reported it, but when I saw what they were reporting and I thought, well, I need to get my facts straight, the only way I could do that was to pay the subscription or go out and find a paper, which I couldn't find. So, yeah, not impressed with that at all. I think that's utterly ridiculous. And then when I read the interview, which an awful lot of it is that, oh, did you speak to Boris Johnson? How did it go when you said you wouldn't run with him and blah, blah, blah? And when did you hear that Liz Truss had resigned? Seemingly it was in TGI Fridays. Cares not a jot. So, excuse me. The headline news on this interview is that Rishi Sunak said he cannot help everybody. So I'm like, right, fine, let's go find out who he can help. Seemingly he can help people with mortgages. He's going after the people with mortgages. He's going to help them because inflation's the biggest problem. And people with mortgages he's certainly going to help, but he cannot help everyone. You know, people have to remember that the government put so much in with COVID and with recovery from COVID and now with the energy prices. So, yeah, let's not hold our breath because it doesn't seem as if there's going to be an awful lot. He seemingly wouldn't get drawn into in very many specifics as such in this interview. It's all wait for the Chancellor. So, November the 16th, we get the next inflation rate. Inflation being 10.1% at the moment. What's the betting on what's it going to be at the 16th of November? The last forecast that I saw said that it should be 11%. They're expecting it to be 11% by the end of the year. And they sort of left it hanging and said it should be coming down by mid-2023. So that's 6 months of at least 11% is what they're expecting. And we all know that last month, when it went from 9.9% interest to 10.1%, there was a whole lot. We all know the price of food and etc. has gone up so much, but because that was October's numbers, and in October the price of fuel came down quite a lot, and because of that reduction in the price of fuel, it counteracted. There was like all these things at this side going up, but then there was a huge bit at this side going down. And when you averaged it out, oh, inflation only went up by like 0.2%. What a load of rubbish. Complete and utter codswallop, for want of a better word. I'm sure you can all think of much better words. I'm trying to be nice and not do any bad words here. So inflation's due to go up on the 16th of November. Then we get the budget on the 17th, which personally I think that the Chancellor and the Prime Minister will be burning the midnight oil. Sorry, I just heard fireworks there. I was thinking, what is that noise? Somehow I think the Chancellor and the Prime Minister will be burning the midnight oil on the 16th once they find out what the inflation rate is, to try and cover their asses with the budget. So, if you were hoping for a lot of help from the budget, I would start making alternate plans. It certainly doesn't seem. I mean, the fact that he is drip feeding out now, he's already putting out in public, we cannot help everybody. So that's basically him saying, we are not going to help everybody. He said that he's going to go for mortgages. He really needs to help mortgages. The triple lock in the pensions, the benefits, anything like that, nothing said. All bets are off. Nobody knows. Although I think from the threats that have been coming from certain circles, if they remove the triple lock on pensions, then there's going to be a huge problem. But also, I have to say, Patrick and I have been sitting here, we've not long had dinner, sitting at the table, TV's over that way, and it was in Sky News. It's been in Sky News since I came in. And do you know what I didn't see? Because we obviously hit headlines at one point in time. What I didn't see is any report on the Britain is Broken march. Now I'm just going to yell across at Patrick, and have you seen anything on the news about the Britain is Broken march in London?
No.
No. So he hasn't either.
I've been online most of the day.
He's been online most of the day. So that's two of us sitting up in Scotland. Seemingly, there was a huge march in London with people going, Britain is broken and we want a general election. Funny that. I wonder where that report is, because it's certainly not in the mainstream media. Why am I surprised about this? It's utter rubbish. It really is. So, now that it's getting colder, if you saw my video this morning, you will realise that, oh my god, I'm useless in the cold. So, I will be making cunning plans about how to stay warm, because it certainly doesn't look like the Chancellor's going to help me at all. And remember that this energy payment that is helping so many of us, and it is, excuse me, I mean, I've seen it in the comments, someone saying, I'm lucky this energy payment is actually covering what I use, which is great. But that finishes in April, so you better hope that it starts heating up pretty quick this year, because that's going to stop, and it just, you know, I'm having the heebie-jeebies about this. We cannot be expected to help everyone, so there's a whole lot of people going to be thrown to the wolves, is the way I'm seeing it. So there you go, my cheery Saturday night video. I hope you have a good fireworks night. I hope the pets are all safe. And now I am going to go and have a seat, have a cup of tea, have a bit of cake, because Patrick got cake, and I will catch you later.
Yay!